Hi, this is Dr. Darren Schmidt at the Nutritional Healing Center of Ann Arbor, and this video is on how to determine what foods your body wants. Now, a lot of patients come in and they are eating foods because they read an article, or they read a book, or they saw a video, and they were told to do something, and they started doing it. Period. That's it. And my response is, does the author of that article or book know who you are? Did the person on TV ever do an exam on you or listen to your symptoms to try to figure out what's going on with your body? So when you look at all the research on food and diet, there is some really good research out there, and I'm a big fan of certain aspects of, food choices, but those rules don't apply to everybody. And earlier in my career, like years ago, I was trying to push everybody to eat more protein, more meat, and the truth is, not everybody does very well with that. And when I was in chiropractic school in the mid-90s, I was a vegetarian, and I thought everybody needed to be a vegetarian, and that's certainly not true. So there's these battles between, the omnivores and the vegetarians, and the truth is, everybody's different, and you're different. So how do you know what your body wants? So what you do is and it's best to write down your food and drinks as the day goes on, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any kind of snacks. And as you write it down, you pay attention to how you feel. And I did this for 5 years before I was able to determine what foods my body likes the best. And I played with it. It was always an experiment. I have patients now that do it within 6 months. So here's the various symptoms that you can look at, like do they show up depending on what you ate. So here's pulse. Like, okay, so one time I had 4 burgers. They were not grass-fed. They were not organic. We're going back to like 2000, 2001. I think it was 2001. And I ate them late at night, and I went straight to bed. Now, my body loves red meat. My body's good with burgers, but I'm laying in bed, and something's wrong, and I don't know what it is. And so I'm just trying to assess how's my body doing, what's going on. And I realized that my pulse was high. So I took my pulse, and it was like 90. I don't remember the exact number, but normally it's 60, so it was up extremely high. And I determined, okay, so my body didn't like that meat, so I'll never do that again. That's it. So that was my experiment. So other symptoms that people can have would be like energy. So if you're dropping your head at 3 o'clock and you want to lay down at your desk, that means your lunch and or your breakfast wasn't good enough. It was too high in carbs, or it was not enough fat, not enough protein. It's a combination of both. The carbs are too high, and the fat and protein content is too low. So if you're tired any time during the day, your diet is off. Another trick here is that if you end up snacking after dinner, let's say 8:30, 9 o'clock, you're snacking because your 3 meals earlier in the day weren't good enough for you. So you got to have a good breakfast and lunch and dinner, and then the snacking after 8 o'clock at night, that snacking goes away. I've seen it a million times. Another one is brain function. So is your brain clear thinking, or is it foggy? So I know, like if I'm with my family and there's a birthday cake and ice cream, I know that birthday cake will make me dumber for the next 12 to 24 hours. I can feel my brain slow down, and I can't catch words as fast as normal. And so if I choose to eat the cake, then I know why I feel stupid for the next day or so. All right, another one is allergy symptoms. So that could be skin, like dry skin. I just had a patient this week tell me that his skin was really good since the last visit, except for when he ate too much sugar. Now, in his case, his sugar intake was fruit, and you would think fruit is good because it has antioxidants, all that stuff, but remember, fruit still has sugar in it. And then nose. So if the nose is running, or there's congestion showing up in the throat or something, that's because of the food. Chances are you can trace it back to the food that you ate. So growing up as a kid, I would always have congestion, and I'd always like that, or clear my throat, and it drove my mom crazy. Well, it turns out it was from drinking milk, and I didn't know, didn't figure that out until as an adult. And the other thing, ice cream. So like I told the story about like if there's birthday cake and ice cream, if I eat the ice cream, I know that my nose will run for up to 10 hours. And I have it done, I have it timed like that because I'm paying close attention to cause and effect. And so now just think of your diet. Every time you eat food, you got to think of it as an experiment. So how am I going to how am I going to feel 3 hours from now, 6 hours from now, at nighttime, in the morning? And then when you feel weird or funky or you have some negative symptom, you think back, what did I eat 1 meal ago? What did I eat 2 meals ago? What may have caused this particular feeling? And then you can eliminate that food. And then 2 months later, try it again and see if those symptoms get reproduced. I remember I got some mixed nuts at the bulk section of a grocery store, and I ate that bag of mixed nuts over the course of 5 days or so, and I caught a cold. 6 months later, I got the same mixed nuts from the same bulk section of the same grocery store, and I ate that over the course of a few days, and guess what? I caught a cold. Now, it wasn't a virus. Those symptoms were a reaction from those mixed nuts. So another example would be if you're at a hotel and they have chlorine in the water, they use excessive amounts of chlorine, or a related form of chlorine, which is called chloramine. They're both bad, and they can cause a runny nose or sinus problems. I've seen this when I give my lectures around the country and talk to doctors. People will complain about having allergies in that hotel, and it turns out to be chlorine from the water. So these are just like cause and effect, and you're always thinking about cause and effect instead of just not knowing. So there's some vital data. This is very important data, and this is the type of conversation I have with patients every single day. And so now I just had this conversation with you.